On the occasion of the 287th birthday anniversary of Sadhguru Sevalal Maharaj, dated 15 February 2016, we are going to learn about the thought of Sadhguru Sevalal Maharaj. Sant Sevalal Maharaj, date of birth is 15 February 1739. Father name is Bhima Naik, mother Dharamniyadi, birth name is Seva Bhima Naik. From the childhood he displays strong leadership qualities, courage and deep religious. He is a king of 12 tandas. As mentioned, Sant Sevalal Maharaj is regarded as the rules of 12 tandas. Each tanda has a chief. Separate groups were formed for trade activities. A dedicated security force was maintained. Collective assemblies were held for decision making. Under his leadership, the Banjara community becomes organized and united. Ladani Tanda systems, the main occupation of the Banjara community, include transport of salts, supply of grains, providing provision to armies, supply goods to royal courts. Sant Sevalal Maharaj established rule for Tanda, like discipline, security arrangement, fixed rate routes, protection by soldier. As well as he says always, the Sadguru Sevalal, the main thought is Jaljo, Chaljo, Pachas, Manjo. Means it is a very easily described the principle about the life. The Indian Sant tradition is not merely a religious tradition of faith, spiritually or ritualious, it is a tradition that plays human intellectuality, reasoning experiences and social responsibility it center. The sons of India did not think about only salvation, devotion, or spirituality. They also took from the position again ignorance, superstitions, injustice, inequality, and inhumanity practices prevailing in society. Many thinkers in the Santat tradition attempt to instill in public life the very values upon which science stands. Along with the devotion to God, many sons reflect on how human life could become more understanding, rational, and free from the injustice. Sant Naneshwar, Tukaram, Kabir, Rohidas, Basveshwar, Phule, Shahu, and Ambedkar, many sons courageous opposites superstitions and fatalism, caste discrimination, and inhuman customs. The spirit of science lies in logic, observation, experiences, the willingness to the question and the verification of truth. The same value are found in the thought of many Sant. The Sant did not establish laboratories, but they attempt to cultivation scientific reason in public life, experiencing in the language of the people, idea that do not accept something as true just because it is told to you. First examine it was their great contribution. Among these traditions stand a highly scientific yet neglected name in mainstream history. Sant Sevalal Maharaj, the reverse deadly of the Banjara community. Sant Sevalal Maharaj was not merely a sant but also social reformer, rational thinker, public educator, and the pioneer of scientific outlook. For the Banjara community, he was the guiding light of the rational philosophy. His principle, Janjo, Chaljo, Pachmanjo. Now examine, then accept it, a clear declaration of the scientific method within the Indian folk tradition. Janjo means gather information. Sanjo means to examine it through the reasoning. And Pachamanjo means to accept it only after the verification. This thought stand in complete opposition to the superstition. Thus, the idea of the Sant Sevalal Maharaj bring the gap between the spirituality and science and help in making individuals safe, reliant and rational. On the occasion of the 287th birthday anniversary of Sant Sevalal Maharaj on 15 February 2016, it is extremely important from the Banjara community to understand the scientific nature, experiences based philosophy, and direction of the social transformation in his thoughts. Through his techniques, Sant Sevalal Maharaj worked to free society from superstitions, rigid traditions, ignorance, fear, and build imitations. Sant Sevalal Maharaj was born around 1739. This was a period of political, social, and cultural stabilities in Indian history. At that time, India was affected by social inequality, caste discrimination, ignorance, superstitions, and economical exploitations. Particularly, the condition of the nomadic and donified community was extremely miserable. The Mughal Empire was declining, regional power were emerging, and life of common people has become insecure. Continuous where farming have taxations and the absence of the effective law increase fear and the ignorance in society. In such circumstances, superstition, fatalism, and ritualism flourished instead to identifying the real cause of the crisis. People began attribute them to divine worth, spirit, and planetary faults. In such a time, presenting idea based on the reason and experiences was an act of courage. Sant Sevalal Maharaj demonstrated this courage. He did not attribute the crisis to fate but connected them to human action, decision making, and ignorance. The Banjara community was the traditionally engaged in trade, transport, and supply business. And he had nomadic lifestyle, lack of the education, permanent settlements, social recognitions, and political protection constantly affected this community. The rules, the ruling system and the mainstream society viewed them with species, leading to exclusive, neglected, and injustice. In this situation, ignorance, deeply rooted superstition, feel and build adherence to tradition within the community. During the crisis, instead of the using reason, people relies on magic, sacrifice, and ritualistic practices. Sant Sevalal Maharaj challenged these mindsets. He taught people to trust their own experience, to take independently, and to question incorrect customs. His scientific outlook emerged from the real need of society. Therefore, it was not merely per se but practically connected to everyday life and transformative in nature. In social history, there are certain individuals who do not remain merely religious leader but give a new direction to very process of social thinking. Sant Sevalal Maharaj was on the such multi-dimensionally personality. At the time of when society life depend upon the ignorance, superstitions, fear and ritualism, he did not influence people by the performing miracle or the creating fear of gods. His emphasis was reason rather than blind faith. He cultivated among the people the habit of the asking why. He thought that nothing should be accepted merely in the name of tradition. It must be understood, examined, and accepted on the basis of experiences. Because of this, Sant Sevalal Maharaj did not remain only a religious Sant but emerged as the intellectual leader and thinker during that period. Religion was often used to create fear. People were made to believe that if God became angry, calamities and diseases would occur. Sant Shivala Maharaj directly challenged this fear. He regarded God not as a source of fear but as a foundation of wisdom and reason. Breaking the mental severity of society was his great mission. Therefore, the work of Sant Shivalal Maharaj was not merely spiritual but connected with the social, intellectual, and human freedom. He was a pioneer of society thought. This is his truth identity. Janzo, Sanjo, Patsamanzo. First, now, them examine and accept only after the complete assurance. Is not merely a slogan but a complete philosophy of life. This thought is the core of his philosophy and is a very simple and powerful translation of the modern scientific method into the language of the people. In these, one of the sentence are include the three scientific stages of acquiring knowledge, rational examination, and accept based on the experiences. What modern science explain in thousands of words, Sant Sevalal Maharaj convey in just 3 words. The uniqueness of this idea lies in the fact that it enters easily into the life of common people without the need for the formal education of script. At that time, the majority of society was illiterated. Yet Sant Shivala Maharaj gave a philosophy that was not bookish but life oriented. Therefore, the principle of is not limited only to the Banjara community but it is a universal. Today, a scientific outlook means asking questions, conducting investigation, and drawing the conclusion based on the evidence. Zanazo, Sanazo, Patsamanazo reflect exactly this perspective. Thus, it is clearly appeared that Sant Sevalal Maharaj was far ahead of his time and a scientific temperament. Janjo Chanjo to know the understand to gather information. It incensed it that nothing should be accepted in ignorance. Sant Sevalal Maharaj considered ignorance to the root cause of social suffering. From the ignorance arises fear, and from fear growth superstition. During that, the disease and natural calamities were attributed to divine anger, spirit of witchcraft. Sant Sevalal Maharaj challenged this belief and insisted, first now, why does disease occur? How do crises arise? If we gather knowledge about this, fear diminishes. This was his firm first beliefs. In modern science, this is challenge information gathering. Collecting information before drawing conclusion is the first stage of science. Sant Sevalal Maharaj present this scientific idea in simple language. Janjo also convey the essence of education. Education is not merely literacy, but the process of the understanding the world. Thus, Janjo becomes a first step toward the intellectual freedom. Merely gathering information is not enough. Every piece of information may not be true. Therefore, Sant Sevalal Maharaj emphasizes the second step, Chanjo. Chanjo means examine, apply, reason, and verify. In science today, observe the experiment and analysis are considered extremely important. Sant Sevalal Maharaj expressed this very process is the word Chanjo just become someone says something or it has been follow traditionally or the majority believe, it does not make it truth. This was his form message. This idea cultivates the habit of questioning in society. Asking question is not descripted, it is the path of truth. This is what the thought thus build intimation is restrained sounds from the foundation of rationality. Without the reason, faith become blind. Therefore, this principle freed society from mental slavery. Patsamanzo means accept something only after the examine it from all sides and after attracting confidence because the personal experiences. This idea is a revolutionary because it is a directly challenge superstition. Sant Sevalal Maharaj has a great philosopher, thinker, as well as a very kind person. So, thank you.